At this time, I would like to invite up Joseph Anderson. He is the president of IpX. And in getting to know him as we've been prepping for this whole thing, he has such a passion, not just for this conference and for IpX, but he really does have a passion for everything he does. And that's been fun getting to know you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. The great thing about having an opening keynote is you get a little time to prep with your openers, your master of ceremonies. So I talked to Tom and I talked to Ray and I said, all I need is about 30 minutes. They're like, no problem. We will be on schedule. I have 14 minutes. So let's get that out of the way. But I want to go back to what Ray said about the hotel staff. Get some things out of the way, some thank yous, because you are going to remember this presentation. I guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it's going to be real. So we have had an amazing, amazing time setting up this venue. Yolanda found us out with Beth Whitsack from Conference Direct. Can't say nothing better about the Park Hyatt. All of you that know me, it's about the experience here. They've gone out of their way to make it great. Courtney, our little guardian angel. Jeff, the GM's here. Thank you very much. It's just an amazing venue. Thank you for all your hospitality. All of our partners, all of our exhibitors, take time to go see them. We've got some awesome people here. We have CEOs of about 4 solution providers. That says something. They care about this. This isn't a trade show. You have CEOs of solution providers here. Why is that? You're going to find out. Talk to them. It means something. This isn't a trade show where it's just competition. They want to find out what your problems are, who you are. They're not going to try to just sell you something. Find out. For me, I did get my presentation in later than Ray. It was around 7:40 this morning. So he's right. The great thing about Ray and I, we didn't talk about our presentation. So we do this a lot. He opens up his presentation and I smile. Believe it or not, I had no idea his was going to mention ROI or value. Why did it take me until 7:40 this morning to get my presentation done? Because last night I walked around the opening reception. I just wanted to talk to people. I wanted to hear what they were here for. I wanted to see if they were excited. And I have to tell you, there was just a lot of amazing discussions last night. Amazing discussions, but some really pissed me off. And this is going to get real for some of you. It's going to get uncomfortable for some of you. And that's what change is about. August 26, 1920. Who knows what that means? Why is that important? Anybody in this room? August 26, 1920. No one knows why that's important? 19th Amendment? Come on. Rights to vote. It's an important date. My grandmother raised me, I should say that. It's going to get real. What's the ROI? I heard this last night. What's the ROI of transformation, of CM2, of IPX, of digital transformation? What's the ROI? I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. Heard that a lot last night. I hear it a lot in my meetings, C-levels, directors. What's the ROI? What's the value? Here we go. Technology, we all know it is just rapidly increasing at an exponential rate. It's bringing things to the market and to consumers that have the ability to change your life, to make it better. That's why we're doing this, right? Regardless of service, regardless of product, regardless of the industry you're in, it's about empowering and changing the lives of others. It really is, truly is. You might not think that, but it all compounds. Regardless of what you do, what you provide, it compounds up to hopefully improving the lives of others. If we get this wrong, we hurt people, flat out. You hurt people. There's no gray area. Dissatisfied customers, they're not happy. Product, process defects that injure, they're not happy. I guarantee you, if it takes a life, people aren't happy about that. It's impactful. So we got to think about it. So when you ask me what the ROI is, I have to bite my tongue. Man, do I have to bite my tongue. What's the ROI of doing something right? Really? What's the ROI of stop living in a world of corrective action at your company? Really? We'll provide you the ROI. We'll do the numbers. But you're going to ask me that? Okay, here we go. True North calibration. Most of you know about IpX. I'm not going to go through a giant sales pitch. We are the only company in the world from a service and workforce development standpoint that owns the IP to make you better. It's not necessarily about transformation. It's about calibration. If you're a good company, we hear it all the time, don't talk to us about making more money. Don't talk to us about quality. We just want to improve this one point. I look them right in the eye and I said, you know what? I've heard that from a lot of companies, and they've closed their doors. They've gone bankrupt. That's arrogance. That's arrogance. Recalibrate. Even if you think you're on the right path, you got to check. You got to make sure. You got to assess yourself. That's what we do. We assess an organization end to end. All your processes, all your procedures, all your operating standards. We read them, the things none of your employees have probably done, right? Let's be honest. How many of your employees have actually read your processes? It's tribal knowledge, right? Because you put on so many Band-Aids, no one wants to read that. You can't decipher that. What's the ROI of having good, clear, concise, and valid processes? Really? Really? You're going to ask me that question. Okay. Training and certification. We hear it all the time. Exciting things going on with IPX. We don't have any budget for training. Yeah, but you just killed 600 people. You just deployed a product into the field that killed 600 people. Really? You don't have time to train? You don't have time to update your processes? You have the most capable, most advanced systems in the world, PLM, MES, ERP. You have all of that. You still release a product into the field that took lives like that. And you don't have time to train. What's the ROI? What's the business case? Are you kidding me? What's the business case? I heard this last night multiple times and it just burned me. What's the business case of having processes that are robust, systems that empower those processes? What's the business case? Come on. You're going to ask that question? All of you in here are upper level. You're smarter than I am to an exponential of 5. This isn't about business 101. Don't just repeat a question because it sounds neat and it makes you feel safe. What's the ROI? What's the business case? What's the business justification? To make your customers happy, not to hurt your customers, not to take the life of your customer. That's the business case. Guaranteed quality. There was a day companies stood on their quality. Stood on it. We guarantee it. Go ahead and answer that. It's okay. They're going to want to hear this too, I guarantee it. Enterprise roadmaps, business engagement strategy, organizational change management, integrated process excellence, digital transformation. Oh my goodness, Shangri-La, digital transformation. We're going to get a new tool, we're going to pour out the Wheaties box, and it's going to fix all the issues we have. Stop the nonsense. Stop it. The right tool will empower great processes. The right tool will also enable poor processes. Now think about that. Think about that. If you buy the most advanced system in the world and you have it configured or customized to your legacy processes that are broke, what's going to happen? You're going to blame the tool provider. 5 years later, you're going to pick a new Wheaties box, you're going to dump it out, and you're going to say, oh, magic. No, that's not how it works. You got to change. You got to invest in your company, invest in your workforce, get the right requirements, work with your tool providers, then you empower your organization. That's digital transformation. It's not a buzzword. I'm really tired of the buzzwords. Digital twin, digital thread. Your organization doesn't have a digital thread. I'm going to go off on that here in a little bit. But digital transformation starts with knowing who you are. You can't go and climb Mount Everest, go to REI, go to the mountain, base camp, without any Sherpas, and hike up and hike back down. That's foolish. Most of you are trying to climb Mount Everest within your organization. No training, no gear, no help, the wrong map. I'm sure that's going to be successful. All right? And if you take anybody along with you on that journey, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to them? They're going to make it back down. We do that to our users every day, right? Our customers internal to our business, we have internal customers, our users. We do that to them every day. Many of you have heard me say it. I'm going to say it again because it works. The hotel will like this. You go to a restaurant, 5-star restaurant, you order your favorite plate of food. I mean, the waiting staff, they make it sound like it's just going to be excellent. But the chef decides to put it in a blender, stirs it all up, and puts it on a plate and brings it out. That's what some of you do to your users. That's not what you promised me. That looks like oatmeal with lumps of carrots in it. That's not good. Or you get food poisoning and you don't go back, right? That's what we do to our users, our customers every day. We also do it to our external customers, but because we're complacent as a society, we let it slip away. We allow companies, and many of you are in here, recalls.gov, you can do the research. We allow companies to deploy defects, and we become complacent. Defects that injure and kill and change the lives of many people. What's the business case? Are you kidding me? IpX, who are we? I'll tell you what we're not. We're not PowerPoint consultants. I heard that last night. Well, we don't need another PowerPoint consultant. I actually had to walk away. I had to walk away after I said something, which I'm going to get to here in a little bit. Are you serious? We don't need another PowerPoint consultant? That's who you think we are? That's not who we are. We're Enterprise Sherpas. What does that mean? We roll our sleeves up. We come in, we have the best of the best. I work with and honored to work with some of the brightest people I have ever met. And we're continuing to hire the best and the brightest that have some scars, that have lived this. We could look at you and say, we've been up to the mountain 18 times. We had to do this journey, this one didn't go so well. We have the scars to prove that. Why is that important? Because we know what we're talking about. We're not coming in to assess you and walk away. We're coming in to assess you and become part of your team. We want to get you up the mountain back down. That's who we are. We roll those sleeves up. We are IpX. True North Calibration, you want to know more about it, we'll talk to you. But this is who we are. It's based on CM2. That is the core foundation of everything you do. Product lifecycle management, the methodology, the tool, that's CM2. Cut it out. It is CM2 through and through. Take the training. It's not just change in configuration management. RISE. This is one I'm really proud of. We are rolling this out. This is retention through inclusion, service, and equality. This is revolutionary. Revolutionary. And Cassandra's going to talk all about OCM and the need for change. I could preach on this. Having functional diversity and inclusion. What that means. Holding yourself accountable. It's not a checklist. It's not just a certificate that you completed a 2-hour training. It has to go throughout your company. Well, that's what OCM is. If you're not willing to do that, don't talk about it. Don't bring it up in a meeting. Well, we know we need to do OCM. Do you even know what you're saying? Are you going to invest in that? Because if you're not, if you're still asking what the business case is of making your workforce better, empowering your workforce, don't do it. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Your brand will disappear in 20 years. I guarantee it. I guarantee it's happening overnight. Will it burden innovation? Oh my goodness. Wow. Will it burden innovation? Will process and systems and workforces that are built to be robust, built for efficiency and effectiveness, will it burden innovation? Are you out of your mind? Do you hear yourself? Will it burden innovation? No, it's going to enable it. It's going to get it through the door. It's going to go out to the consumers, and it's going to be right the first time. It's going to be right the first time. How many of your models, your model year after year, is it really new stuff? Is it really innovative? Some of you that we work with, yes. Many of you, you're just fixing stuff from last year. That's all you're doing. We provide the only roadmap that can take you from end to end and improve everything about your organization. You want a foundation, you want an enterprise configuration management foundation to stand on, to know medical devices, auto, heavy industry, whatever you do, service. What happens in the service industry if you work with a, let's just say, alcohol distributor, and they cut corners? They don't follow the right processes. They definitely don't adhere to regulatory requirements. What happens if they decide they want to make a little bit more money and start adding a little, I don't know, extra content to their beverages, thin out the alcohol so they can distribute it? What happens? I think we've seen that, right, on TV recently? Central America, Puerto Rico, what happens? We get greedy. We get lazy. We've got to hold them accountable. You want a foundation to stand on? That's what CM2 is, CM2-500. Innovation, excellence, operational excellence. It's end-to-end. It's not just manufacturing. It's not just this prototype group that works and all of a sudden magically it appears on the market. You got to get the enterprise together. It's about sustainability, scalability. It's about smart factories. That's what we do. It's the enterprise infrastructure. Will it burden innovation? No. No. It enables it. It empowers it. And it also guarantees quality. You can be innovative and have a quality product, software, service. It doesn't matter. Challenge yourselves. We do every day. What's the value? I'm not going to go off on this too much. I could. What we are doing in 2020 is we're deploying the IpX Workforce Academy. It's not just training anymore. We are going to revolutionize the way professionals get the training they need. They get the development options they need. That's who we are across the enterprise. It's not just engineering. I know there's a lot of VPs of engineering in here, directors of quality. I need you to listen. I really need you to listen because it's about to get real. I haven't even started yet. I'm working myself up. This is going to be, you're going to remember this one. Interoperability, people, process, systems, and data. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about this today. Most of them do know what they're talking about, but there's a whole nother level. You got a couple strands. It's called DNA. It's not a digital thread. It's DNA. It's your ecosystem DNA. It's our CM2 ecosystem DNA. Remember that, because here it is. This is your enterprise. You want to talk about whatever you do from a product, process, service. This is your digital thread. It's not a string. It's your DNA. It's everything about your organization. All of it's connected. All of it's integrated. All of it better be clear, concise, and valid. Because I'm going to tell you something. The human body is a complex machine. You get one element within that DNA mutated. One. And it will change your life. It will change the lives of the people you love. Your company is no different. But you have an opportunity that most don't. So see, as humans with DNA, if we have mutated DNA, you can't fix that. You can't fix that. You have to live with that the rest of your life. You have to have the tools, the people, the professionals to make you better, make sure your quality of life's great. We have all sorts of things in this world that are caused by DNA that just has a little slight variance to it. Well, your organization's no different, but you could fix it. What's the value? What's the business case? What's the ROI of being healthy? Don't say that to me tonight, because it's going to get real. You're going to remember this. I told you. Here we go. Is process excellence really needed? Dang, wow. If you look at this little boy's hand, one, he's got his thumb up. He's saying, Dad, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm newborn. I'm a 10-pound baby in a NIC unit. They call me Moose. They call me Moose. I'm the big dog in the NIC unit. But if you look at his left hand, if you look really closely, there's a black spot on it, black circle. You're probably not going to be able to see it real well. But if you look on it, that's a hole in his hand. That's a hole in a little baby's hand that was just born. Why is that there? People and processes went wrong. They let this little boy down. Didn't have the right processes to look at the gauze under his hand. They had an IV in. It's supposed to go all the way into the vein. If it comes out and the meds get on the skin, guess what it does? It acts like acid, burns a hole right through your hand. Walk in, I see this little baby boy. This is my son 10 years ago. Squirming. Some of you have heard this story before. It's the last time I'm going to tell it because this is not easy to do. I walk in, I see this little baby boy squirming, and the nurse is around. I look at her, I say, why is he squirming? Well, it's the baby's always do. I look at him, he's like, Dad, something's wrong. I look at her and I say, something's wrong with his hand. Take that gauze off. She says, no, we got to leave it on there. I said, if you want to take that gauze off his hand, I'll do it myself. Takes it off, he's got a hole in his hand. People and process mistake number one. Day one of his birth in a NIC unit. What's a business justification? This is day two. This is day two. I skipped a slide because I want you to look at this before we come back to it. This is day two. It's day two. Now let's go back. This is day one. Now remember that. Okay, let's do this again. I have to live this, you can live it for a little bit, right? This is real for me. What's a business justification? This is day two. Man, something really went wrong. Something really went wrong. True North enables sustainable business transformation which empowers innovation. Remember how I said I had to walk away? Most of the questions that are in here are what I heard last night in some discussions. This was a brilliant statement. I said it. I said this one. You could laugh. That's funny. I did. I said that one. This is who we are. Are you kidding? We enable sustainable business transformation. That includes your solutions, your systems, your data, your people, your processes, and it empowers innovation. It guarantees quality. That's your business justification. If you can't live on that mission statement, go home. Go home. If you're going to be cynical, if you don't understand the value of what you do, if you think your product or your process or your service can't impact a child, you're wrong. You're wrong. What if at this hotel right now there's water all over the hallway? I saw this actually, Jeff, the other day, and your people were amazing. But what if they weren't amazing? There were little kids running around that day. Someone had just spilled something. We walked by. We saw someone from the hotel. We said there was a spill. She came out almost running with a towel, wiped it up, checked the area, followed her processes. No one got hurt. What if no one did that? What if they said, it's okay, I'll get it in a minute, and then they forgot, and a little 3-year-old comes running by, or a 4-year-old comes running by, slips, hits her head, cracks her head. What happens? It could happen. Don't get lazy. If you make software, think about the downstream impact. Incidents, deaths, in-depth investigations associated with product and process defects should not be an accepted norm. What are we doing? How can we allow ourselves to release products that aren't right? How, as consumers, can we accept that? The slick marketing, the slick branding, now all of a sudden we forgot? Hold people accountable. Hold regulatory offices accountable. We can get better. FAA, FDA, DOT, NHTSA, my goodness, don't get me started. Some of those are just guidelines. You have to know that. Don't be complacent. There are standards that empower all of this. So here we go, day 2, business justification. My goodness, what is a business justification? Product defect. A little boy was having trouble breathing, a little trouble eating. They stick a tube down his throat. Part number, there's an adult tube. Adult tube and child tubes at that time had the same part number. Guess how they controlled which was which? Rev on the part. Rev on the part. Stuck an adult feeding tube down my son's throat. Guess what that does? Guess what that does? It does this. Why is it important? What's the business justification? That's your business justification. If you think you're perfect, you're not. If you come in here with an attitude that you're not going to learn, that you don't have anything, don't stay. You're not going to get any value. But if you're actually going to open up and say, you know what? We have released products with defects. We have injured people. We have almost injured people. Yeah, our products have taken lives. Then you're going to learn something, and you're going to understand what business justification really is. That's why we're here. That's why IpX is here, and that's why the best in the world want to work here. Period. At the end of the day, that's why the best in the world want to work here. Because they care, and they're passionate, and they want to ensure that when you release products or you have a process or a service, it is perfect. It is perfect, and this doesn't happen. This doesn't need to happen. This is an excuse. 2 days of excuse, 6 months in a NIC unit. 2 days of people, processes, systems, and data that failed across the ecosystem. That failed. It all failed. 2 days of failures. Lots of business justification. There it is. Wake up. It's on the back of our business cards. Think a little bit differently. Let go of the ego. Let go of the arrogance. Have some accountability. Right? Push this upstairs. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't go back home and give up. Don't become jaded. Don't have that corporate, it's never going to work here. Be an advocate. You don't have to work with us, but be an advocate to doing things right. That's what we're saying. You don't have to work with us, but do it right. Clear, concise, and valid. Do it right. Technology enables process change, good or bad. Just remember that, good or bad.
Get me? Come on. Whoop, missed me. Come on, it's a big rear end. Can't you get it? Ouch.
What's the ROI? What's the ROI? Are you serious? Are you serious? Most of you that asked me those questions last night, I've already researched you. I've already researched your company. I know the recalls you've had. I know the defects you had. I know the lawsuits you've settled because of the people you've injured. And you still can ask me, what's the ROI? Are you serious? So remember that. If you're going to ask me that question, and I know you and I talk to you, I've done my research. So when you ask me that question and you see my eyes light up a little bit, it's because I already know about you, and I already know about your company, and I know what you need. You need to hold yourselves accountable. You need to listen to the people up here. Cassandra's going to come up here today, and she's going to tell you something no one in this conference has heard before. We brought in an OCM specialist. This is what she does. Listen to her. She could help you. Her advice is going to help you. All these solution providers that are going to be up today, listen to them. They have something good to say. All of our panelists, I'm just blown away by today's panel, just absolutely blown away by the visionaries we have on it, the executives we have on it, the leaders. I'm blown away. Day 2, same thing. What's the ROI? We'll work with you. We'll do the numbers. But it's bigger than just financials. It's bigger than just letting people go. It's bigger than FTE reductions and moving here and moving that. What's the ROI? We guarantee your brand will be around in 50 years. We guarantee you're not going to hurt anyone. And you sure as hell won't put my kid back in the NIC unit, right? That's who we are. We're IpX. Thanks, everyone. Have a good event.
I told you he was passionate about everything he says.